Hey there, money movers. Welcome back to Money Made Easy. Today, we're diving into a topic that I bet resonates with a lot of you. Ever scroll through social media or just look around and get that nagging feeling? Like everyone else is just further ahead? More money, more success, seemingly more of everything? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are definitely not alone. It's a pretty universal feeling, that sense of somehow falling behind. And in today's video, we're going to dissect 7 common reasons why you might feel this way, and more importantly, we'll uncover if there's any real truth to these feelings at all. Let's get into it. Reason number 1. Judging a book by its cover. We've all done it, making snap judgments about someone's wealth based purely on appearances. But what you see on the surface is rarely an accurate picture of their true financial situation. Take cars, for example. There's this huge misconception that what someone drives directly reflects their net worth or how much they're raking in. Let's paint a scenario. Say you've got a reasonable $600 a month for transportation. Then there's your friend. Let's call him Alex. You're both at the office water cooler doing that classic coworker finance comparison, and you find out he makes the exact same yearly salary as you. Alex starts complaining about his killer $460 a month car payment. You raise an eyebrow because, wait a minute, you're paying about the same for a Corolla, but Alex is cruising around in a shiny brand new 2025 BMW i4. Your brain starts doing mental gymnastics. A 2025 BMW i4 retails for upwards of $55,000. There's no way his payment is anywhere near yours. He must be fibbing. But here's the twist. Alex is likely telling the truth about his monthly payment. What he conveniently leaves out is that he's leasing the car, probably on a short 3-year lease. He also conveniently forgets to mention the hefty down payment he shelled out at signing. Maybe $5,000 or more. His insurance and gas costs are also likely significantly higher than yours, another detail he forgets to share. So, on the surface, you're both spending roughly the same monthly amount on transportation. But if you dig just a little deeper, it becomes clear that Alex might be stretching his finances thin, all for the sake of appearances. Judging a book by its cover can really mess with your head, leading to feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. The key is to focus on your own financial journey, what you can control, and try to tune out the noise. Reason number 2. Invisible spending habits. Let's imagine you're someone who prioritizes investing and spending on experiences, like that unforgettable trip or seeing your favorite artist live. But then you have a friend, let's call her Sarah, who seems to constantly have the latest designer bags, expensive jewelry, and gets her hair done every few weeks. However, Sarah doesn't invest any of her money, and her idea of a great experience is a quiet night in. So, who's actually living a richer, fuller life? I'd argue it's you. While you might not have the same flashy possessions as Sarah, you have an investment account that's steadily growing. Your financial peace of mind is likely improving, and you're building a collection of incredible life experiences. The truth is, spending habits can be visible depending on what you choose to spend your money on. If you're into material things like collecting vintage movie posters, guilty, it's going to be noticeable. But if you're quietly building wealth in the background, it's just not as outwardly visible. You can't really compare your behind-the-scenes financial growth to someone else's visible consumption. And that leads us perfectly to our next point. Reason number 3. Wealth often whispers, it doesn't shout on social media. One of the biggest traps we fall into in today's world is looking to social media for role models or inspiration on how to act, what to wear, or what to buy. But in my opinion, true, substantial wealth is often quiet and not immediately apparent at all. I remember meeting a friend's dad for lunch once. This guy was worth well over 9 figures, and guess what he was wearing? Shorts and a simple polo shirt. Honestly, he looked like your average, unassuming dad. He wasn't driving a fancy sports car, no flashy watch, nothing that screamed, "I'm rich," and that's a common thread I've noticed with many genuinely wealthy people I've met. They tend to be down to earth and humble, with no real need to flaunt their financial status. Another story: I grew up around a lot of very wealthy kids. My own family was comfortable, but not in that super rich stratosphere. One of the wealthier girls I knew would constantly be traveling and sharing photos on social media. But what struck me was how normal she made it look. She'd post pictures of iconic landmarks that anyone could access. If she was in Rome, it would be the Colosseum or the Trevi Fountain. She never showed where she was staying or how she got there. Eventually, my curiosity got the better of me, and I asked some of her other friends. Turns out she was flying private everywhere, staying in incredible villas and five-star resorts. The realization hit me then. Truly, wealthy people often prefer to keep their wealth private. It offers anonymity, security, and, frankly, less unwanted attention. A huge pitfall of our society is seeing someone with a flashy car or designer bag on social media and automatically assuming they're financially set. But studies actually suggest that a significant portion of luxury goods are purchased using credit cards, especially among younger generations. Luxury sales are being heavily driven by Gen Z and millennials. So, just like with appearances in real life, what you see on social media is often a carefully curated and incomplete picture. Don't believe everything you see online. Reason number 4: the upward comparison trap. It's almost human nature, isn't it? We tend to compare ourselves upwards in society. People rarely compare themselves to someone less fortunate. It doesn't feel aspirational, but comparison, as they say, is truly the thief of joy. If you ever took a moment to compare your life to those who have significantly less, those without reliable food, water, or shelter, it would give you a stark perspective. The life you live, even with its challenges, is likely far more comfortable than it could be if you were born into different circumstances. Part of life is simply the hand you're dealt. You can't choose your birthplace or your family. All you can do is make the best of the situation you have now. One common area where we engage in upward comparison is with job titles and career paths. This type of comparison can be incredibly misleading because job titles don't always reflect true value, skills, or actual progress. For example, a VP at one company might have the same responsibilities as a senior manager at another. Titles vary wildly by company size, industry, and even geographic location. So, I don't think they're reliable indicators of success at all. If you work at a startup, you should know that title inflation is a real thing. Startups often use inflated titles to keep employees happy and feeling valued, sometimes as a substitute for higher pay. Instead of obsessing over your friends' seemingly fancier titles, focus on your own skill development. Are you constantly learning and growing? Are you happy and satisfied with the work you're doing and the value you're creating? These are much more reliable markers of true career progress. Ultimately, instead of focusing on someone else's title, ask yourself, are you growing as a person? Are you gaining more skills? Are you moving closer to your own goals? Or do you feel stagnant? If it's the latter, then focusing on your own growth is a far better use of your time and more fulfilling than just comparing titles. Reason number 5: expecting too much too soon. Another reason why it might feel like everyone else has more money than you is the constant highlighting of overnight success stories online. Take Reddit's Wall Street Bets, for example. If you browse that subreddit for entertainment, you're bound to see posts about incredible gains that make you question your own steady career path. It can be really discouraging when someone makes $100,000 on a single trade in a few days when you work hard all year and don't even earn that much. Or when a trader turns $80,000 into over $1 million in a week. But here's the crucial point. You're only seeing the wins on these platforms. You rarely see the catastrophic losses. And when losses are posted, they're often so devastating that they'd leave most people in shock for months, if not years. I remember reading a post from someone who lost their entire life savings on a single bad bet. It was heartbreaking. They said they'd do anything to go back to where they were before. That kind of financial devastation takes years to recover from, not just a few months. Sure, maybe 1 in 10 million people pulls off a crazy, high-risk, high-reward trade like turning 80K buys into $112 million. But that's precisely why it's so rare. It only works out for an infinitesimally small percentage of people. There's rarely such a thing as a true, quick buck. And building sustainable wealth usually takes consistent effort, sacrifice, and diligence over time. Which brings us to our next point. Reason number 6. The grass is greener syndrome. It's easy to look at someone who seems financially comfortable and assume they didn't have to work hard for it. You might think they just got lucky or had it easy. But this is a classic case of the grass is always greener on the other side. The truth is, you rarely know the sacrifices or struggles they've faced behind the scenes. Maybe they worked incredibly demanding jobs for years, sacrificing personal time and well-being to earn a higher salary. Perhaps they took significant risks with their careers or businesses. You might see a seemingly successful 30-year-old and think they made it, but they might have had to give up a huge part of their life to get there. These are the sacrifices you might not be aware of or even willing to make yourself. Recognizing this grass is greener phenomenon can help you stop comparing your achievements to theirs, because their journey and their challenges might have been vastly different from your own. Finally, reason number 7. The silent cost of family wealth. Another significant factor to consider is that some people appear financially ahead because they have family financial support or inherited wealth. This doesn't necessarily mean they haven't worked hard themselves, but they may have had a substantial head start that makes their financial journey look considerably easier. For example, someone might afford a luxurious lifestyle not solely based on their current job, but because they receive regular financial support from their family, or inherited investments or property that provides a financial cushion most people don't have. You never truly know what's on the other side of that equation. There might be emotional baggage or complex family dynamics that come with such wealth. The key takeaway here is that family wealth and generational support can create an illusion of financial success that isn't solely based on an individual's own achievements. It's not something you can control or realistically compare yourself to. So, focusing on building your own path and celebrating your own progress can lead to far greater satisfaction and motivation in the long run. Ultimately, spend your time and energy on what truly makes you happy and brings you fulfillment. Remember to focus on the things you can control, your own efforts, your own learning, your own progress, and try to put up some mental blinders to the constant comparisons with others. I genuinely believe you'll find more peace and satisfaction on your own unique journey. Thanks for watching this video, Money Movers. If you found this helpful and want more insights into navigating the world of money and building a life you love, then make sure you join the Money Made Easy community. Hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos packed with practical financial wisdom. We're all in this together, working towards a brighter financial future. You can also follow the channel to stay connected and get regular updates. Your support helps us create more content to empower you on your financial journey. Thanks for being a part of the Money Made Easy family, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.